All right, welcome back everybody for another deep dive. Today we're looking into something that, one of our listeners actually sent in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's this article all about Donald Trump deporting Ghanaians to Ghana. And, we should be upfront about this. It's a sensitive topic.
For sure.
We really just want to stick to what the article says here. No personal opinions, not taking sides or anything like that.
Yeah, just the facts.
Exactly, just the facts. We're just trying to help everyone understand what this source material is all about.
Yeah, it makes sense. It is it's a pretty interesting article, really. I think it, gives us some interesting insights into how U.S. immigration policy works.
Okay, so let's unpack this a little bit.
Yeah.
The article talks about Trump deporting Ghanaians to Ghana, but it's obviously a bit more complicated than that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. What we're really seeing here is a small piece of a much larger change in how immigration is enforced, especially under the Trump administration. Like, the article even mentions that deportations have gone up something like 20% since the last administration, and they seem to be specifically targeting people who overstayed their visas or maybe were convicted of some kind of crime while they were here.
Gotcha. So it's not just about a person's nationality, but also what their legal status is here in the U.S. and maybe even what they did or didn't do while they were here.
Exactly. And, all this has a real impact on the people being deported and the countries that, they have to go back to.
Right. Let's dive into those impacts for a bit. The article mentions that these deportees going back to Ghana are facing a whole bunch of challenges when they get there. What are some of the things they're struggling with?
Well, a lot of these people have a hard time fitting back into Ghanaian society. I mean, think about it. They may have lived in the U.S. for years, sometimes even decades.
Right. Their whole lives have changed.
Exactly. And going back can feel like they're starting over in a country they barely recognize. The article even talks about people having trouble finding jobs, reconnecting with their families, and just getting used to a totally different culture.
Yeah, it's going to be super disorienting. What about the impact on Ghana as a whole?
Well, they've obviously seen a big jump in the number of deportees coming back, which puts a lot of pressure on their resources and social services.
I can imagine.
Yeah, and the article raises some serious concerns about whether Ghana can actually provide enough support to help these people reintegrate. Plus, there's the added worry of increased unemployment and possibly even social unrest because of all this.
So this one policy is having a ripple effect, both here in the U.S. and over in Ghana. Really makes you think about the consequences of these actions, both the ones they plan for and the ones they don't.
Absolutely. It brings up all sorts of questions about immigration policy in general, how they enforce it, and the impact it has on people on every side of the issue.
Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive. Definitely a complex one. I think we learned a lot from this article, though. The shift in U.S. immigration enforcement under Trump, that focus on deportations and all the challenges it creates for the people being deported and for the country of Ghana itself.
And it's important to remember that this is just one tiny piece of a much bigger, much more complicated issue. We need to think about all the different perspectives and do some more research to get the full picture.
Exactly. And for everyone listening, here's a question for you to think about. What responsibilities do countries have to their citizens who are living abroad? And how do those responsibilities fit in with immigration policies and how they're enforced? Keep thinking about it. We'll see you on the next deep dive.